Everybody, before I even start, get your drink there, sir.
Okay, yes. The A, sir.
Yeah?
Big up the A, sir. Yeah. Is it Super Nitro? Big up yourself.
Big up yourself. Bushkin, we have to do the bottle as unity in these harsh times.
Yes, yes.
So what it is, you start from the top. Boom, bottom twice.
1, 2.
And then top again.
Top again, yeah.
Boom.
I did see it in your
One
podcast.
more for unity. Boom, 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 boom. Everybody, let me have a little drink and then we're going to start.
Right, I ain't swigging this on the bottle because that's going to be a dangerous affair.
There you go. Josh, have you got a drink? Don't get too crazy on us, mate. Yeah. Right. So, I'm going to say this. I'm in front of somebody that anyone who knows me and knows that I'm a music nerd. I'm 29. What you have done for generations to come after you, yourself, Mighty Mo and Fonty, what you three have done for not just me, generations of people, is something very deep that I hold dear to my heart and incredible. Heartless Crew. So Bushkin, what I'm gonna do now is go from the beginning. You know, we're gonna have a nice drink.
Yeah, man.
And what I like to do in my podcast, again, it's an absolute honor to have you here. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, man, respect. Well, thank you for having me, man.
I'm gonna go from scratch with you, and we're gonna go all the way through the ups, downs, everything that you've felt from the beginning of your wave to now. All right, so okay, we're gonna start. Bushkin, where did you grow up?
North London, man. Big up the North London crew.
Mm-hmm.
We come from North London. Yeah, man. Straight North London.
What part?
I was born in North Mid Hospital, so that's kind of Edmonton. And then we've moved to kind of Hornsey, kind of where I grew up early years. Then I was in Wood Green for a bit. Then I was like in don't know if you know, like it's kind of top of Finchley Park, this to say, because it's a tiny area, people wouldn't know it. And then Archway, and then Caledonian Road. So it's like all over North.
My parents grew up Gifford Street, Islington.
Yeah, that's right, local to to
and
I
I used to have, one of my first ever girlfriends was from Caledonian Road, so I used to always slip up there.
Okay.
Because I'm from Essex, and I would go up there when I just started driving to go Linker, and people would be trying to check me that I'm not from these ends.
Yeah,
but I'm too young thinking, right.
What's that? Yeah, no, Cali can get serious.
It can get serious, right?
Yeah.
So, tell me about your early days now, from what you can remember, your family life.
Family life was good. You understand? Single parent.
Mm-hmm. Your mum or your dad?
With my mum.
Mum.
Yes, mum grew me up. But I also spent a lot of time with my gran and my aunties, my dad's sisters.
Okay.
So yeah, they had a good part of bringing me up as well. Good, general good. I mean, I weren't the most behaved child, but then again, I was energetic, really and truly. You understand? I wasn't out and out right naughty. You understand? I was just curious, you could say. But my mum had a good style. You understand? She wasn't too strict. My mum, you understand? She had the attitude. You could do kind of what you want, but there's a price to pay. You understand? Was always what she used to say, which was a good style of being of parenting. You understand? Looking back on it, it's great. You understand? Because she used to say the parameters, say the pros and cons of things, what could happen, what can't happen. You understand? But kind of leave it to you almost.
Okay.
You understand? Which like made me quite responsible earlier. Also, I had an older brother. Big my brother, Mr. P, is 4 years older than me. So again, he being older also kind of made me a bit more mature and stuff like that. So yeah, man, good upbringing, good family life. You understand? Dad came into my life a little later. You understand? That was good. That probably secondary school days. You understand?
Okay.
So that was good. Yeah, put his input in as well from that stage there. But yeah, man, nice vibes.
Because I feel like, listen, I've been listening to you from early, so very surreal for me today to meet you. But the energy I've got to be around you. I'm all about energy, especially I'm always constantly meeting people.
Okay, yeah.
Especially in this podcast game.
Of course, yeah.
You can look at the internet and think you know someone or listen to them, but once you meet them, it's a whole other story. It might make you love their music even more or hate them.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, I know that.
With you, I feel your energy meets exactly what you represent that I've seen from afar, from either radio or live shows and so on. So,
I love that.
So when you say your like dad wasn't there at the beginning, do you feel that had an effect on your personality at all? Did you have any brothers or sisters? You said you had a brother.
Got an older brother and a younger sister.
Okay, older brother.
Early years, my sister's like 8 years younger than me, so she wasn't necessarily there early years. And yeah, I got my older brother. Plus, I had something like boy cousins. So we spent. I got one cousin, big up Fergie. Me and him like at the same age, so we spent a lot of time. And my other cousin's like a year younger than us. So that me, my older brother, and my two cousins, we spent a lot of time, you understand, bonding. And then there was uncles and stuff like that. So I still had male input. So I know my dad wasn't there at that time. I mean, I wouldn't advise anyone to go out there and try and do single parenting, you understand? And I'll say to guys, you understand, if you can stick it out, ride it out, you understand, because children do need two parents, you understand?
I agree.
But I mean, it didn't. Me, I'm quite a resilient and robust person, so it didn't really affect me, to be honest with you.
Okay, so I feel the same about myself.
Yeah. But it's hard to really say, because we are going to say because it's ourselves. But it's really hard to really say. But I mean, it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, like but I feel like at that point in your life, especially a young black boy who's living in North London, things can change so quickly for you, you know, being around certain people and not having the father figure there. Yeah. So, you know, what was your school life like? Like, what were the type of people you were around?
You know, I was around the same kind of, what you'd expect, you understand? Well, I was not a goody two shoes, you understand? So my friends were kind of more on the rude boy type, you understand? More leaning to the rude boy kind of business. You understand? But again, the way I am, and my mum installed some really good values into me, my brother, and my sister, you understand? So as much as I knew that other way of life, I wasn't really too far going down that road. I always had my parameters. I spent a lot of time with my gran, like I said, and I was in the church. Both my mum and gran were in the church. Okay. So again, the church kind of gives you parameters in itself, you understand? So there's stuff that I wouldn't do anyway, you understand? You know, there's some people who've got no limits, you understand? So I wasn't one of those people. And again, birds of a feather flock together. So my friends were all sort of a similar thing. Yeah, we'll do what we're doing, you understand? And one or two of them may do the you understand, extreme, but as I got older, I had to leave them kind of people there because it's not really what I'm about. And you understand, like I said, I'm on a vibes thing, fun thing, you understand? Energy, yeah, we'll do what we got to do if we got to do it, but you understand, really and truly, it was more vibes and fun thing we was on, you get me?
Alright, so at this point, you know, you're like a teenager.
Yeah.
What was you into? So for example, whether it was wrestling, or music, what led you to become a music man?
I mean, I was big into roller hockey. You understand? That's one thing what I was really big into. I was into quite like sports in general. You understand? But my mum was into sound system. You understand? My dad also was in the sound system when they were young. You understand? My older brother was in a sound system. My uncle was in sound system.
Wow, that's a lot.
So that was kind of around me. You understand? Anyway.
And for the people listening, because some people sometimes when they're scared to ask like things that may seem obvious.
Yeah, okay.
But explain to people actually what a sound system is like. Growing up around that, like, what is that?
Sound system comes from Jamaican culture. You understand? It's essentially two or more people like playing music on a system, on a sound system. You understand? Which is made up of an amplifier. You understand? Your speakers, your turntables were doing back then. You understand? Your EQ. You understand? So there are two or more people playing music together, you understand, for a common cause, you understand, or common goal.
Okay, so I'm guessing you're listening to, are you, what's your nationality? Sorry?
Jamaican heritage.
So Jamaican, so you're hearing a lot of...
Yeah, but reggae would have been reggae. My mum was into revival and revival, all that type of thing there, you understand, so... Yeah, that was early years, going house parties, christenings, weddings, those type of things. You're going to hear all that. And we'll be ramping, me and my cousins, like I said, we're the same age, we'll be ramping, fighting, playing wrestling, you understand?
Yeah.
And then you got the oldest partying in the front rooms and whatever, you understand? So you just got that, the baseline, you understand? That's just something that's synonymous with us growing up, you understand? Although we never knew it, it's that was almost ingrained into us.
Yeah,
the music and the vibes.
So from Yard, what was your artist of choice today that you're still just like, yes, like
I used to Ninja Man. I always rate Ninja Man hard. Tiger, you understand? Tiger was cold to me because he was just different, you understand? And you understand, like, yeah, I just loved the differentness with him. Back then, Cobra was cold. Capleton, when Buju came in, Buju locked down the thing mad.
Yes.
You understand? Before that, with that Papa Sandman was into
Bounty Killer.
Bounty Killer, yeah, of course. Bounty Killer, Professor Nuts, Beanie Man, you understand? They'll probably come later, you understand? So this is that early artists. Yellow Man, you understand? If I mention them kind of man there, these are real godfathers of the thing.
And sorry to go off topic, but did you watch the verses of Beanie Man and Bounty Killer?
Yeah, of course.
Tell me how hard
what?
That was.
That's leveled, man. Again, when it comes to vibes and energy, you can't top Jamaica, man. That's really the essence of it all, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. That is where, if anyone can take a step back and look at what Grime and Garage was doing, the middle ground that you picked up, which we're gonna go into in depth. You can't not go back.
You have to. That's the root.
To sound system to say where this has come from. The energy.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
So you're liking this music. Like, what made you take a step further now?
Okay, so the break for me, I was always like, again, I'm a people's person. I'm kind of loud. I'm a Gemini. I'm
a Gemini too.
Okay, yes. Yeah, so you know the vibes.
Know the vibes.
So yeah, man's always the life and soul of the party and whatever. Like I said, my older brother had a sound system, and I would always say that I could chat and whatever, you understand? Obviously, he had his friends around, they'd be in the room practicing and DJing, and DJing as an MC, and, you understand, and playing records, you understand? And man was always saying, yeah, we could do this. I had one or two little bass lyrics, but my brother done a party at the YMCA in Finchley Park with his sound system, Gorgon International, they were called, and that night there, one of his friends gave me the mic. And I chatted a little lyrics. It was like a little 8-bar lyrics, some basic lyrics. But you know what? The crowd went mad. Obviously, so saying, how old? Maybe I was about 11, 12, let's just say. And my brother would have been around 16. Yeah, and so they give me the mic. I've touched the little lyrics. Bust at the place.
Okay.
You understand? And all the girls, remember, they're all my brother's age, so they're like 15, 16, 17. They all come, oh my gosh, and they say, my brother, oh, your brother's so cute, and that just give me a little taste of it. I was like, wow, this is sweet. You understand? And then, from there, kind of, I was like, I wanted to, this was something I wanted to kind of do, you understand? I like the energy, you understand? That, and I kind of pursued it a bit more from then.
So, you're at a period at this point where you're starting to pick up that you're the way you are and your energy anyway, you're gonna be noticed. Yeah. Do you get me? You're gonna be noticed already. Yeah. But when did you start going, right, I can ride a rhythm, you know? When did you start clocking, hold on, I might be alright at this?
That went to quite a lot later, because this is like, I would have said this is either like end of primary or first year of secondary school when I bust that little lyrics there. Yes, and after that, so secondary school, I've linked Fonty, you understand? And in secondary school, again, people don't really know, but Fonty, like, he was the man. Fonty is the man. Musically, all round, he's the man. But also, Fonty was at the MC. Like,
you were together at school?
Me and Fonty went to school together, yeah.
Okay, so I never knew that.
I linked Fonty in the first year of secondary school.
Wow.
So yeah, but Fonty was the man, you understand? Musically, all round, still is. And
in what terms? As in production?
Then he could play instruments. He could play instruments. Fonty could dance. He could rap. He could sing. You understand? That he's just very musical. He could read music. He plays lots of instruments, like guitar. He could do a little trumpet. He could play piano, steel pan. We both used to do a bit of steel pan. But that he's just musical anyway. And he was also the best MC in the school. You understand? Mm-hmm. In our year, I shouldn't say in the school. He was the main MC for
Well, let's be honest. Heartless Crew is the biggest thing to come out of your school.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
This is early days. At that time, there's still other man who could probably, but anyway, Fonty was an MC. He taught me, so to speak, how to MC. I can't say he taught me, but he used to give me pointers and, you understand, used to like help me. So now we've like jumped from like first year to probably maybe fifth year, fifth year of school is when I'm probably really starting to notice. Yeah, or maybe even fifth year, maybe first year of college when I started to say, okay, yeah, I'm an MC. Because prior to that, I was a DJ. Fonty was an MC and DJ also, but I was a DJ.
And what was you mixing at the time?
Ragga. It was Ragga. So yeah, this is like from 92 onwards, basically, in sense. I was a DJ, so I was playing Ragga, it was called then, and also slow jams.
Okay.
Yeah, in sense. Yeah. So that was the thing. Fonty was playing also Ragga, slow jam, swing beat. It was back then. Then he started to mix jungle. There was another guy in our sound called David Ogwan. Initially, it was just us three. You understand? Me, David Ogwan, and Fonty.
Really?
David Ogwan, his AK was Soupman.
So when did Mighty Mo come in the picture?
Mighty, he came in college. So Mighty, Fonty, and Soupman went to the same college.
Wow. Okay.
You understand? So that's where they linked, and that's where we met Mo. You understand? I went to Southgate College. They went City and Islington College.
Okay, so all from North London then.
All of us are from North London. Yeah.
Wicked.
All of us are North.
So these things, people out there, I want them to sort of really get the picture and understand how you've created this legacy. Because even sitting here with you, it's quite a blasé thing, you know. Just you explain it, and it's like, how would you have known what you would have created? I mean, as we're talking about your past, how you would have been able to get to here now. So let's talk about. So now you've got these 3 people with you. When did this masterpiece get made?
Okay, yeah.
Heartless Crew presents Chris Biscuit. Sorry. Yeah. If you don't know this CD, cop it online. You can get it from eBay.
Yeah, it's the price has gone through the roof for that now.
Yeah, man, but I've had this for years.
That's what I'm saying. That looks pristine condition, but that is gold dust there.
I mean, one of them's a bit scratched, I'm not going to lie. This is... No,
you kept that in mint, bruv. That's probably worth money in a minute.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is...
Yeah.
What was the process to get to the stage of people are knowing who we are now?
Okay, so we've jumped a good few years. We're from early secondary. Heartless Crew, like I made the name up in 1992.
Okay.
Yeah, we had a few sound names before that, but the Heartless Crew name stuck. 92. Bearing in mind, at that time, there was nothing. Even Heartless Crew stands alone now. That don't sound like anything. But then, in 1992, there was nothing that sounded like Heartless Crew at all. It was just, stuck out like a sore thumb, which was a good thing for us. So we went for a lot of underground, juggling. Our first thing, what we used to do, we went Holloway Boys School. Camden Girls was up the road from us.
Okay.
We used to go there at lunchtime, and we used to talk to the girls and see who's got birthdays coming up. And whoever said they got a birthday, we'll say, yeah, we'll put on a birthday party for you. And that was our little gimmick. We'll come make up flyers. Fonty again was good on computer, you understand? So he could design flyers in our computer. We had that what's it called? Tech. I forgot what the computer one was called. But that's what Fonty's, he done that lesson. I didn't do that one.
Oh, IT, information technology.
Yeah, that was it. IT, yeah. Fonty done IT. I didn't do that IT. But he done that, so he could do flyers, and we had a guillotine, so we'd make up flyers, would cut them up, you understand, in school, photocopy them, you understand, basic, but we were very industrious, you understand.
Okay.
That's one thing, you understand. Go down to the girls' school, give them out. We used to get prick stick. We used to go to the shop and clap like little spray glues. You understand? And we used to go onto the back of the buses and spray glue the flyers. You understand? One man was spray glue it, bam, and one man, you understand? So we just go and lick down all the buses on the way home.
What were the laws like? Because I have a promoting background. So what were the laws like for flyering at this point?
Yeah, it wasn't really much a big deal at all, to be honest with you. It weren't much more relaxed than it is now. You understand?
It's impossible now.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, them times there, I don't even know if there was even cameras on the buses back then. I don't think there was.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah. I mean, I was 29 in 1991.
Okay, so, yeah. Well, yeah, no. We were just...
I'm from that, yeah.
Yeah, that's... But anyway, yeah, if we used to lick down all the buses, we used to spray glue up all the things, you understand? We used to tag up the place as well. Again, just trying to get our name out there, but just different ways. So we used to tag up Heartless Crew all over the place, and spray glue up the buses and put up our flyers. go to the girls' schools who watch parties, and then we like hire a little minibus. We was only young kids, but we hire a van. Fonty's uncle used to help us. My mum had a speaker left from her sound system days.
Okay.
So we used to use that. Like we was hustling in school to make money. We bought our decks. We bought a little sound system. We bought turntables, sound labs. They were called sound lab back then.
Yeah.
They were like, we paid I think £120 back then. In time we had to borrow some money, and we was doing little things to raise money and whatever. Bought our sound system. We bought some speakers. We sprayed them red. This is all graph, and this is that speeding it up the intent. So this is all secondary school days. We start doing these parties for the girls. Start getting popular in our own little area. Then we start doing like youth centres. We go down to Gabriel's Youth Centre anywhere and MC there and practice basically.
How did the formula? Sorry to cut you. How did the formula come for the type of music that you were spitting to? Like, how did that come? Because no one was doing that.
Yeah, again, everything we done was very organic. It was just natural, but yeah, it just felt right. So, like I said at the beginning, I was a DJ. It was me, Fonty, and Ogman, Sootman. Yeah, we were all DJs. Sootman was like a hip hop DJ. And me and Fonty played reggae and ragga, and slow jams. And then Fonty was also an MC. I could do a little bit, but I wasn't really an MC. Fonty was the main man.
Okay.
Then after that, I think college days, Mo come into the sound and Sootman dropped out. So what Sootman done, he brought Mo in, because Sootman and Mo was a hip hop DJ already. People don't know this. Originally,
I have no
Mo
idea.
is a hip hop DJ. He's scratching, wicked, brilliant, amazing DJ. But he was like a bedroom DJ then. So he was decorated beyond belief, like scratching, doing all sorts of stuff, had all the records, got all the knowledge of music, but never had any outlet. And this time when we're getting into college, we're already kind of popular in our own area, you understand? So Sootman seen Mo and said, okay, Mo, you know what? Sootman wanted to pursue more academic work. So he dropped out of the sound and brought Mo in.
Okay.
You understand? So again, we've still got 3 DJs, so to speak. And it's not until after this, about 98, we went, 97, 98, we, Jungle came in. So Fonty now starts to DJ Jungle. I'm still doing the ragga and Mo's doing the hip hop.
Okay.
And we had some other MCs in the sound, Rudy and Major. So these are the predecessors for me and Mighty Mo, so to speak. They were on Jungle. So that formation started to form then. So on the Jungle music, Fonty would DJ and those two would be MCing.
Okay.
And we had Mystic Juve, a couple other man, and I'll put in a little bit, and maybe Mo was a little bit, but you understand. Then they, as the years went on, they dropped out. Garage faded in. Me and Mo became like Jungle MCs as well, because that was a big thing then, you understand? So the formation's starting to kind of fit a bit more, you understand? But it's like me, Mo, and the rest of the MCs were all MCing Jungle. But then when Garage came in, it like, the defining moment, we went to Mission FM and we brought all our records as a sound system. And the management went crazy, like, wow, this is a pirate. They started kicking off us. Remember, I think we were like 17. We'd never been on pirate radio before.
Yeah, of course.
Didn't know what it was about. But we've turned up with all our records, our 12 inches box, our 7 inches, whatever. They've kicked off and like, nah. It's not, you don't do it like this, you understand? And so with that show, we done a show and we played everything as a sound. We played our ragga, hip hop. This, as a crisp biscuit is, we play the circumference of music, which is what a sound system does ultimately.
Of course.
You understand?
So did you include at this point
Part
garage,
of
drum and bass?
Part of that was garage, and you understand? Garage was the new thing at that. Everything again, like I said, very organic and just timing. Garage just happened to be the thing at that time. We jumped into it early.
And talk to me about this, yeah. As someone who's I'm an underground DJ myself, so. Yeah. What was the eruption of garage like, man? I missed that wave because I'm 29 years old. What was that like?
That was a madness, you understand? Like, we was all big jungle ravers, and that's why half of these people that the predecessors to us, older sound system, we was a youth sound. That's the thing as well, but I'll mention. Our thing in the days was called youth sounds.
Okay.
You understand? So there was King Status, Black Mafia, Genesis, all these different sounds. They're all youth sounds. Lady Force, Heartless Crew. We were like a year, 2 years younger than these people. You understand? But when Jungle came in, everyone went jungle raving, and that was a new wave. Okay. You understand? And then Jungle killed out all the sound system. Because we're a bit later than all the rest, we continued with the sound system and just adopted Jungle into our sound system. Now, when garages come, what's happened? Jungle's got a bit polluted, a bit more trouble. The violence is kicking off.
Yeah, why is that? Do you think the drugs changed?
Yeah, man.
There was more money into it. A lot of street people started to realise the money they can make in the parties? Is that
It's a natural progression, you understand? And yeah, crack was that big thing. Man was banning crack in the raves and stuff like that. You understand? It's a bit more violent. You understand? The garms, everything's expensive. It's that era of lick off. You understand? Lick off. That was the era of them times there. You understand? So it was the lick off days. You understand? Things changed. Raves got. I mean, to us, when we used to go raving, them raves were sticky. Like where the tension is like tension. You know, them man in that corner. Them
yeah. Of course.
They were the best raves. You understand? But we were ravers. You understand? Me and Fonty and the man were ravers. So when you got them rave there, that's the rave you want to be at. You understand? The Voodoo Magic. You understand? These type of raves. You understand? Jungle Fevers, you understand? Telepathy. These are the raves you want to be at. And they're cold, you understand? But they got that element like it can go for any time.
Of course.
But anyway, what happened? The girls started to fade out of that and slip into the garage. And again, what happened more first is like more white people and the girls. So, but I don't want to say it's not necessarily a colour thing, you understand? So it's just people who were just not really into the rude boy thing as much. Just started to fade out, you understand? And the girls started to cut. One of these girls was Fonty's girlfriend. That's why I said we got into it early, you understand?
Oh, okay.
He had a girlfriend back then. And she was going into the garage. She was early in the garage. I'm talking about 96, till 96, you understand? She was being sliding into it 97, you understand? She's telling us like, wow, you man need to come onto this thing, that the garage is where it's at now. This is the flavour right now, you understand? I remember them saying they were hard on jungle ravers, but garage is in room 2 of the jungle raves. You understand? In the small little rooms. You understand? But people wouldn't probably know that as well, you understand? And one night Fonty went in there and he saw MC Creed, you understand? Random. Didn't know who he was, you understand? And he's like, Bush, wow, check this man out, man. Man's got a robot voice, we're
Yeah.
We're big onto MCs, you understand? And we're going to check that out. Yeah, cool. You understand? Never really thought much of it. Again, Fonty's girlfriend's telling us garage is a new thing, you man need to get into this, you understand? Fonty starts buying 1 or 2 garage records. Mm-hmm. And again, the garms are changing. It's like, again, I'm from Cali, so just by default, we're hitting everything early. Cali, everyone knows the sweet mates, you understand? The same Reebok workouts, what you've got on, you understand? This is the flavour. Armani straights, you understand? Back then, it was called straights, you understand? North London set the fashion as well. I would say this sweet mate fashion, you understand? North London set that. Straight jeans. Remember them time there was polo jackets, your little Ralphie shirt, you understand? That was the kind of uniform, you understand? And that was kind of in the garage flavour, you understand? Jungle was a bit more, you understand?
Yeah, so jungle, but just because of the tempo of the music being more, and it was, I would probably say, it was a little bit more of an intense atmosphere than towards garage.
100%.
So it is funny that you explain these things, because there are people that don't rave, and raving, which is why it's really sad at the moment, the way COVID has treated the music industry and the culture. I think people really just think people just go out and want to just get off their heads, and their music rave culture is a big reason why people ain't killing each other.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I
can't stress it enough. I've been raving all my life, and it's so much. It's just a good vibe, you understand? Like I said, birds of a feather flock together, and it's going to somewhere, you understand, with ultimately everyone's going there for one reason, the music, you understand?
Exactly. Do you know what? You're even, Ivy, you even go to raves and you're not even looking gal.
Yeah, that's it. You just
the love of people.
Of course.
The sound
the
system.
Vibe, yeah, that's it. The energy. You can't replace it, or it's hard to describe it. You understand? It's amazing. You understand?
It's amazing, man. And so like, you're seeing these transitions happen.
Yeah.
And you said a part of the crew left due to, you know what? I don't think this is working out for me. For example.
Yeah.
What kept you going? Because I know what it's like to be doing things and not maybe seeing the money side to things coming quickly. Yeah. What kept you knowing that something good is happening here?
It's hard to say, really, man. I'm a believer. You understand? Fort is a believer. You understand? Mo as well. What we was doing, we was making ground, and you know what? The bottom it. We were having fun, and we actually loved it.
I bet you was having a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had so much fun. It's ridiculous. I'm still having it. Yeah, but ultimately, we loved it. We loved it. The people who flaked off, you understand? All I can say is they probably didn't love it as much. You understand? Or they're scared of the hard work. You understand? And because it was hard work, it was tiring. It was non-stop. Like literally, man sacrificed so much for this for the dream, you understand? But I'll say to anyone, if you've got a dream and a passion, you're gonna take a lot of sacrifice. You understand? A lot of late nights. You're gonna lose a lot of friends. You're gonna lose a lot of family. You make your baby mother. Whole heap of things is gonna be the price you're gonna pay. But if you pay that price, you will get what you want on the other side of it. You understand?
For real.
So yeah, that's the realist. You understand? But for me, I was loving it. I was enjoying it, and I had a dream. You understand? The reason why man started the Heartless Crew in the beginning, you understand, and it's the reason why I'm still going now, is ultimately man wanted to make a change through music. You understand? Man wanted to spread love and spread vibes and make a change. Man wanted to heighten people's experiences and awarenesses. You understand? So man had ulterior motives. Man wasn't just doing music for music's sake. You understand? Man ultimately had a dream. You understand? Just
of course.
Martin Luther or Malcolm X or you understand, Gandhi or any of these type of peoples. You understand? This is what man was setting out to do and still doing now. You understand? To make a positive change and an impact on the world and on people through the power of music.
Absolutely, man. I think the way you've explained that, it embodies everything that you guys have done. Like, so what I want to do now, because I feel like we've got through the beginning part of like your life and the trials and tribulations of getting Heartless Crew up and running. So what I'm going to do, we're going to have a quick break.
Yep.
And we're going to do the next part of the chapter.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah. Right, so we're at round 2.
Yes, sir. Drink some more of my little rum.
Have a little drink, because we're going to go in now. So, at what point did you feel like you got your big break? That you could tell your family, guys, things have changed. What was that point?
So probably there's a few points like that. So like I said, back end of the garage, we started to play garage, rave in the garage scene. Big up Freak FM, big up Mission FM in particular. We're already popular in our area. You understand? We've gone to Mission FM now, like back in 97, early 98. And things have kind of exploded from there. Like I said, the management on the radio cussed us off, but that kind of there made us do something. It's their idea actually. They said, you know what? Do one show mix up, which is everything we played the sound system, bashment, reggae, R&B, hip hop, and do one garage show. You understand? So they split the two, and it made us that we bring less records to the studio, which was less bait. You understand? But what happened at that time? Just by the default again, the garage show took off because garage was a new thing. But what it was, the way we played garage, and this is where the format come in. You understand? It was totally different. Again, Fonty was a DJ, and you had 2 MCs, which wasn't thing, and we was a crew. In the sense, we knew each other, and we knew the lyrics, and me and Mo would bounce off each other. We had lots of jungle lyrics, and again by default because garage is a lot slower than jungle.
Of course.
It's that we almost had too many lyrics for garage, and it wasn't a thing you could MC over all the tunes.
Of course.
So we had so much lyrics.
So are you a writer, or do you do everything off the top?
Writer. Yeah, I can do a freestyle. Both me and Mo the same. We used to write all our lyrics, but we could freestyle as well.
Okay.
So, but basically, it just enabled us to have so much lyrics on garage, you understand? Which now made Fonty start to change the way he played garage.
Okay.
Because he's now playing it for us in a way, you understand? So he's playing more instrumentals, and then when there weren't very many instrumentals like that, but he was looping instrumentals, and this is where the Crisp Biscuits come in. He started to put in the Crisp Biscuits and like other genres and speed them up and slow them down, you understand? Turntables then to 33, 45, you understand? So we could chat. It enabled me and Mo to be able to MC all over. So this changed the format of how garage was played, you understand? Number one, it like changed the format of like DJs. There wasn't any crews at this time as well. My audience and Heartless Crew, you understand? We started all them the crew thing, because after this, everyone was a crew after Heartless Crew, you understand? There was this crew, that crew, Genius Crew, Soul Solid Crew, Pay As You Go Crew, you understand? Everyone was a crew after the Heartless Crew, you understand? So that changed that little kind of setting as well. And then from there, our tapes started to blow up out in London, you understand? But then Birmingham was the next city that cottoned on. So people to carry the tapes, they might have a cousin in Birmingham, and the tapes started to fly around the UK. You understand? So this point here, now we're like, raw. I remember we got our first booking in Birmingham, and we was like, raw, like, we're blowing, basically. And London kind of knew us, we were hype in London, you understand? But now we're getting out of London, you understand? So that was one, like, benchmark.
And for people that don't know, you have no social media at this point.
No.
So how are you knowing that this love exists a bit more? Because obviously you can inflate things online, we know that.
Yeah.
But you're at a part in life.
Yeah.
How are you getting the knowledge that people want to see you?
Yeah, again, so this is the thing back then. Like, it was all about pirate radio. That was the only real outlet, you understand? And our show used to pop the phone. We used to have free phone lines. Again, we bang all this stuff, you understand? This is back when you go back in history. We started all this free phone lines because the phone used to pop that much. You understand? So we had free phone lines. We have someone manning the line. So that's one indication, you know, like, raw, your thing's blowing up non-stop. You put the phone down, bam, 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 you understand? That was one thing. Then also, people from out of London started to cotton on, you understand? And remember, back then, it's all word of mouth. It's hype. You understand? So people are talking your name, gala chatting you, and you understand, you got this gala phone and the line, and you understand, your hot boy business, you understand? Nowadays it's not so like that, you understand, but then it's that hot boy business. You know when you're hot because everyone's calling your name, you understand? Man's talking. If you go and piss on the street corner, man say, I see Bushkin pissing on the road corner there, you know, So it's word of mouth. But one of the main things back then, again, it's different in this day and age. You don't really get it. Like, we'll go to a rave. Remember, raves are jam back then, you understand? And you could go to 3 or 4 raves on a day and they'll all be jam. But when you go, you're hearing like 3, 4, 5 different cars playing Heartless Crew tapes. You understand? So we're driving up
that
ourselves,
must be crazy.
And we're hearing bare different man playing our things, gal. You understand?
Do people know your face at this point as well? How are you exposing your what you look like and your brand at that point?
Okay, so that probably comes a little bit later.
Okay.
You understand? But people know, man. Again, prior to music, I was always popular anyway.
Okay.
I've always been a popular person. You understand? Just by my natural character. So I was always popular in my area anyway. People knew me. I was just about, the man was in East a lot and whatever. You understand? So always kind of had a popularity. So again, man's knowing our face for music. At this time here as well, what's going on? Where we've changed the format of the DJing and MCing. Remember, when we've come to garage is all about the MC being back. The music is the primary thing. The MC is the second thing. MCs are just hosts. They're just putting 4 bars on the gap of the instrumental.
Absolutely.
You understand? Mm-hmm. We've come on and we're like 2 MCs. So now the focus is on the MC as opposed to the DJ. Plus me and my character being what is, I'm loud and bashy with all the garms bright. We're on the front of the stage. You understand? So people are getting to know us like that as well, and we're jumping up and hyping. So people are knowing us that way as well. You understand? Because we're forefront. You understand? And then later on, we start to do our own flyers and our own events, and we again started putting our pictures on the flyers. This wasn't happening back then.
Okay. Okay.
Now this is what started the whole thing of artists. You understand? We was artists because we were so popular, but we was doing MCing. You understand? But we was putting ourselves on flyers, our big face pictures, and that changed another, you understand, way, because that wouldn't happen in prior. You understand? Mm-hmm. And then later then everyone started to use pictures. They started to use the Heartless Crew to sell a rave, and this started the whole wave of kind of where we're at now. Again.
So at what point did Heartless vibe? Original vibe.
Yeah.
We got the vibe. When was this? When did you guys realize that we could create this? This will pop. Because I can tell you right now, you play that song anywhere right now, everything lick off.
No, still like the tune's got.
It might annoy you because you've probably had to play that song live 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
However, how did that song come about? Because again, it wasn't a lane that you guys necessarily were doing, and we'll get into how you created the song Why, because these things weren't necessarily in the lane that you were in. Yeah. So talk to me about that period.
Okay, so now it's good because that follows on with hyped, we're smacking up all the ways. We're right around the UK now, but you understand, we've popped off Mission FM, we've gone into Freaks, and we're talking about 99 now. You understand? Well, we've left Mission, we started doing our own raves, we're on Freak FM, you understand, like we're
That's
hot
when
boys.
the dollars coming in, I'm sure.
Yeah. Now, like, at this time, we're like we're hottest on the road, but we're the underdogs. Because when we're young, and we're trying to penetrate a garage, and all the youths and everyone that's live in us, but the older man are kind of now, they're not really, we've changed our dynamics of the thing. It's now more hype. Anytime we come on, we're busting at the raves, and we've changed what garage is. Garage originally is, the essence of garage is, or US garage originally, it was like homosexual music. So that was a music that people who was shunned upon, kind of like set up their own little thing, and they used to do their underground US garage raves. That's where it come from. So that's why garage music was all about love. And when we was jungle raving, the way man would say to you, boy, come to the garage rave, them, you know, boy, man, step on your shoes there, man's gonna take you to the bar and buy a drink. Well, that was how garage raves was being sold in the early
like,
days.
I'm not going to get murked in the middle of a rave.
Exactly, there's no fighting, it's all love, man will buy you a drink, man give you a bottle of champagne. Yeah, that's how man used to sell the garage scene, you understand, back then. So now we're talking about 99, we're hot boys, the garage big boys, the Dream Team and the Easy, they're still the bigger boys to us.
Okay.
You understand? But we're the hot boys, you understand? We are, you know, the underdog, but...
So so another question, how did they take you in? Because I'm going to obviously go into how Grime and other garage crews took Heartless Crew, but how did the actual DJs of garage take you guys in now that you're creating a juxtaposition now of this music but spitting on top? Did they feel like you was, you know, creating a whole nother genre, something that they didn't like? How did they sort of take you in? I don't think
they thought it was another genre yet, but they definitely didn't like it. You understand?
People don't like what they don't understand.
They
didn't
understand it. And again, look, in hindsight, looking back, they were kind of saying we dirtied it up, and yes, we did. We were young, and we wasn't given the elders, because again, this is a funny thing with big elders, you know, and youngers. They never guided us. They didn't like what we was doing, so instead they kind of said, you know, this is how you do it, guys.
Yeah.
They could probably see we had talent, but we were really raw and rough around the edges, and we were just vibing and doing what we're doing. So they kind of looked at us, shunned us, like, wow, you lot are just chatting all over the music. Although fun is mixing it tight and we're playing the same tune and whatever. They didn't like it, you know, so they kind of shunned us, but the people loved it because it was new, it was fresh, it was energetic. We were playing garage in a sound system style.
Yeah.
So this opened it up to everyone. Whereas garage before was to a set of people, we've now made Manu like hip hop like garage because the way we're playing, and fun is putting in a hip hop mix. We're playing garage like a bashment sound system.
Yeah.
With the way we're hosting it. We're reloading.
It's crazy.
Tunes,
it's honestly crazy when you look back.
Weren't doing that then. Reloads weren't a thing. There was shunned on. You'd be lucky to get a reload. We're reloading tunes and jumping up like a Jamaican sound system. The way we're amping it.
Man, I miss it.
So these man didn't like none of that. You understand? We're changing the face of their music, which is like a bit prim and proper and kind of nice, and we're coming and dirtying it up and, you understand, and grinding it up in a way. You understand? So that was that. Anyway, so things are popping. We're making a bit of money by this time. We set up our own home studio.
So you guys are fully independent at this point?
Fully.
But were you getting offers at this point?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Again, part of it, always been very entrepreneurial.
Okay.
You understand? So from school days, I was making money. I was hustling. I was selling pouches. I was doing this and
okay.
Always been on that tip. You understand? So we had probably, maybe was it 90? Okay, maybe 97, 98. With big up Swifty, because he's like a mentor to me, you know. He was the main man of Mission FM, Swifty, you understand? We had an office with Swifty in Brick Lane. This is way before Brick Lane was popular and trendy, you understand? Way before that.
Was 93 there
Swifty,
at that point?
93, I'm not even too sure if that 93 is, that's what you're talking about.
93 was it there? Yeah.
I don't even know if there, I don't think there was personally.
Okay.
No, I don't know, there wasn't there. I know for a fact, because our office was in that building where 93 is.
Oh,
opposite,
okay.
We was there. Dominic Spreadlove was there, you understand? Like, this is early days. Swifty, he saw the vision, you understand? We had an office then, you understand? And then after Swifty, mentor, big him up to the high nines. But after that, we had our own office in Tottenham, you understand? So we was very industrial. We was doing our own flyers. We started to make our own t-shirts. I used to work early, and I used to always, on my lunch break, used to read Exchange and Mart.
Okay.
So I used to see the cups in there, and I started to feel, oh, you know what?
So what was that book? Just so people know.
Exchange and Mart. It was like, it's still there now. So Exchange and Mart is actually a car magazine.
Okay.
You understand? But in there, they used to have adverts for merchandise.
Oh, okay.
And I used to read that on my lunch break because I always wanted a car. Citroen AX GT, because way back in there, that's the car I wanted.
Okay.
But when reading this magazine, I see merchandise, pens, mugs, t-shirts. You know, I'm like, wow. So we started to make our own t-shirts. This is, again, way before all this, way before the boy bent on t-shirts. We made our own tracksuits, and they're still out there. You can see them. We had watches, Heartless Crew watches. We had our own Heartless Crew magazine. You understand? Like, very entrepreneurial. You understand? This time we're locking the roads. You understand? We're hype. we've got our own studio. We're making a little bit of money. We've set up our own studio, and again, the theme. Going back to the question you asked, I was in there by myself one day, just playing on the keyboard. Bear in mind, I'm not a musician like that, and I just was, and I'm like, what fonts? Well, I thought it was in the other room where the decks was. We had a studio in one room and the decks in the other. And I said, Fonts, wow, come and look at this, cuz. Fonty come in and I started playing the ting to him. I thought that, wow, that's kind of cold, you know. And Fonty's that. Remember, like I said, Fonty's a musician. He could read music and play music, understand it. He's like, that's weird. Like you're playing it on all the black keys. You don't play on the black keys. You understand?
Use both.
You understand? So, but he's like. So is that? But Fonty's got things. It's not necessarily wrong or right because there are no rules in music.
Of course,
it's just not the done thing. But
I'm probably a more progressive formula that most people use.
Yeah, I'm very unorthodox anyway. You understand? I didn't know this anyway. I'm just doing whatever. And I was like, wow, see what you can do with that. You understand? I left Fonty with that, and he created the Heartless theme out of that. So Fonty will always say, well, I kind of made it, but he made it. I just played that beginning in it. He made everything around it, and that's like. Probably 99, 2000. That tune was running instrumental for like a year. Yes, and we had a vocal on it called the love song first, and that was like, you can suck our dicks all night long. Nah, this ain't the love song. Heartless Crew, winner go. Heartless Crew, can't go wrong. Winner wear thong like Beckham. I won't suck it, but I can fuck it. It was like that was that tear that thing there. That was like a dub plate. We had that on the Super Good, but it was like a dub plate, and that was tearing up clubs and stuff like that. And it was starting to get a reaction where, and Fonty's like, nah, it's too raw. That if you want to do anything, rewrite it. You understand?
Okay.
And then that's where Fonty was like, nah. He told me again, and I rewrote the first verse of the Heartless theme. Come back to him, Fonty like, yeah, this can work now.
See,
you understand?
It's crazy when I think back because the first time I saw you live, right? First time I saw it was just you, Mighty Modo. At this point, me and my good friends, we went to Cos for our first lads holiday. We were 17. Yeah, that was our first lads holiday.
Trinity was Trinity out there.
Trinity. It was Trinity. But I can't remember where you guys played. I can't remember what it was called. But I remember basically the Rolex sweep was going on at this point. And one of my really close friends, Adam, you chucked him a t-shirt for doing the best Rolex sweep. He will hate me telling that story, but we were so young and we knew that Rolex sweep was 1 glass of champagne for me, 2 glasses of champagne, and we was all doing it, but he did the best one. And you went, my brother! Chucked him a Heartless Crew t-shirt. So that was the first time we saw you guys live and we watched you bust it up for hours. I've seen you guys play live probably 3 or 4 times in my life. So, is it not crazy to you that we're even able to do this today in 2021, that the effect that you have had has surpassed so many generations? Does that not make you sit down and think sometimes like, wow, like...
Yeah, I do get the wow moments every now and again, but again, you know what is what man set out to do, man haven't completed yet. You understand? So there's a lot more to be done.
What was that then? What did you want to complete?
Ultimately, like I said to you, understand? To change, you understand? To impact people's lives in a real positive way and spread love. And we have done that, but that is a continual thing because there's forces, negative forces, they're working all the time and they're working hard and they're working triple hard.
They're working triple hard, especially with the internet.
Exactly. So that means that we have to step up our campaign and you understand? Because it's a good v evil thing ultimately, you understand? So,
absolutely.
Well, you understand? So that man set out, you understand? And there's a lot more work to be done. You understand? I always used to say, I'm looking to be like a James Brown man. James Brown was singing and dancing till he was up to 70 and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Still shuffling and going on bad, you understand? So, yeah, that's where it is at in my head, you understand?
Okay.
There's a lot more work to be done.
So, obviously not on a negative, but at what point did things start to go, okay, not depart ways, but, what was happening behind the scenes for things to be like, our time, we're not saying it's finished, I'm not saying that at all, but slow down. Like, what happened? Just life? What happened between you guys?
I mean, we all grew up a little bit, and again, being so hype and popular, it's just like in any groups, you start to get the cracks. Girls come in, pillow talking like, oh, you know what, you're the best, you could do this by yourself and all that type of stuff. And this is speculation, by the way, but these are the things that happen, you understand? Live, you understand? When people are giving you praise, everyone's trying to blow you up, but a lot of people do that to groups to mash them up because they're jealous of them anyway. You understand?
Absolutely.
So there's a lot of bad mind that comes in, but again, in the height of it, you're not necessarily going to realise that. You understand?
At the time, of course, and you're younger.
And we're young. You understand? So these things were setting in, and again, we've got different ideologies. You understand? Like I said, I started the thing. You understand? I had a vision for the thing and what we was trying to do, what we were supposed to be doing. This never. You understand? At one stage, this was the same with all of us. As we got older, it started to change, you understand, and people, oh, you know what, this and this, that, you understand, and other options and things like that, you understand. So little cracks and personalities change. Remember, we've gone from boys, we've grown up and spending all the time around each other every day, you understand, all day, every day, you understand. So just natural life, you understand, little cracks, nothing really major, but just changing in personalities and growing up, going from boys to men, so to speak.
And groups are not easy. People don't understand.
Like, groups
and it's not like, it's not that you're all fake and you don't love each other. And blah, blah, blah. It's your positions suddenly start to change. You change in yourself. Again, men, egos start happening, and. God only knows if you had social media back then. I don't think groups will last nowhere near as long as groups in your time. Because social media just rips everyone's mental health to shreds.
That's right, yeah, man. Yeah, that's right. I mean, the good thing is our thing was built on love. Ultimately, love conquers all, and that's why we're still here now to tell the tale. You understand? We've had our ups and downs, but we're still here. You understand? And again, that the break we had, you understand, was a natural progression, but also it brought us back stronger. You understand? In a way, you understand? So it was good. It's something that needed to happen. You understand? Everyone needs to be able to go out there and live by themselves and see who they are, really work themselves out again, because we're always changing and evolving as people.
That absolutely, man.
So in a way, I mean, at the time would have been thought, nah, fuck this one, fuck him, you understand? But when you look back in hindsight, it's like, yeah, this is what needed to happen in order for man to come back, you understand? And the mission's still there, the work is still there, you understand?
For real, man.
Still got to complete the work, so.
And how, you did your NFTR. What was that situation like for you? Was it okay over there for you?
It was good. I mean, again, they want the juice, you understand? They're not there for. I mean, this is a more relaxed, and this is an overview. You understand? This is going through the whole journey and more homing on the positive than the negatives. But obviously, the negatives are gonna come in because life is life. They think they want the juice, they want the spice, they want the hype.
They want you to say, "I hate Fonty, I hate Mighty." That's what they want.
Yeah, a man never gonna say that. You understand? So they couldn't really get me to go down that road.
Yeah.
You understand? And that's why in a lot of these things with the music industry, I'm in my own bubble. I'm not out there because a lot of people, I don't know what their hearts and their minds are about.
There's a lot of fake people in that industry.
Yeah, and it's not really cohesive with what I'm about. You understand? So I can't really. I can say well, go on, boom, boom, but by and large, I'm not really in it with them because my mission is a different mission than a lot of these people.
Absolutely, man, for real. And listen, I think we've gone through, I believe, like, the bricklaying, the cement of how this was built.
Belly of it, yeah.
The really good times and also the bad. You know, is there anything that you sort of want to tell everyone or touch on before we leave about the legacy of Heartless Crew? Which I think, Josh, let's just give him a clap, man. You know,
big up.
Bushkin, like it's an absolute. We have to do this now, don't we?
Oh yeah.
It's so much of a pleasure to been able for me to actually sit here and ask the man himself about these things. So, is there anything you'd like to end on?
I mean, a couple of things. What you said, the highlight moment. I didn't actually say that, like the real climax moment as well. Back in the days, it's around the time when we come up with a Heartless theme and the Heartless theme tune was out, and the Crisp Biscuit, we had massive posters in our area in North London, you understand? I remember driving with my baby mother at that time, you understand? And seeing the posters and us both screaming and going mad, and that's when man thought, wow, man, I made it. Like, really, it was a moment, you understand? I'll never forget that. So that was one thing I wanted to mention because you did ask that earlier.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, the legacy. I mean, we done what we done. I'm not here to blow any try and get the glory. Like I said, our mission is, you understand, to spread love and vibes into our hearts in the music. You understand, that's what we're about. You understand, and it's not over by a long shot. You understand,
It's not
still
and listen,
loads more to do. And yeah, man are here, man. We're here for it.
But what I find crazy to end on this is, listen, I'm very honest.
Yeah.
I'm a music man in and out. I'm a bit of a music nerd, media nerd, whatever you want to call it. You're still relevant now. This is what's crazy. Like, now sitting with you to think, people, you put a Heartless Crew rave out tomorrow, people are going.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right.
And please don't want to take this badly. I honestly believe that people would be faster to go and see you guys than So Solid.
Yeah.
At this point in my life, I can say that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Which I find crazy. I just don't know how, what would you say to the youth who are really trying to bust in music to have something anywhere near close to what you've created?
You've got to be sincere, you've got to be honest with yourself, you understand? Again, like, motives, you understand? Like I said, my motive is a different motive to half these people. Half these people got into music, you understand? A lot of the crews, they got into music because they saw what Heartless Crew were doing, you understand? So, and this is, again, how grime kind of came around as well, because, again, what we were doing, essentially, was grime, you understand? We never named grime, so to speak, and we never said that we created it, you understand? But what we done actually created grime, you understand? Like I said, the reloads and tunes, the energy we bring. Grime is an energy. It's about energy.
Absolutely. No one can ever, because I'm a full-on grime head, right? Yeah. The blueprint that Heartless gave for no one is touching grime in a Sound Clash live.
Well, yeah,
no one, in my opinion, no one. I think, when you watch the Red Bull
Sound Clash
and you see like a Wiz Khalifa come out,
yeah,
or mate, it's even this bad, even from Yard.
Yeah.
But no one's coming out like a Wiley busting up the rave. Like, I'm sorry, like Sidewinder, all these places. The type of reload you guys will get is the love and aspiration for the lyrics on top of the beats. But the if I was a promoter back then, I am not booking a grime rave. The energy that grime gives on a stage show, for me, in my opinion, come from your blueprint.
Blatantly. You understand? All those guys, you understand, they came after us. You understand? They came off what we was doing, which was essentially chatting all the way over the garage beats, which is the same tempo. Grime is slightly more sped up, but again, he influenced this. He was speeding up garage to the top of the turntable, you understand? Because our lyrics and we're hype, you understand? So he's speeding it up, you understand? He's playing the instrumentals, we're chatting all over the instrumentals. We're bringing different subjects and themes into garage, you understand? We had the rude boy things, you understand? We had the garms, man was chatting about trainers, you understand? These things man wasn't chatting about, you understand? Remember, we're coming as young boys, man.
It was a beautiful time, man.
You understand? So Marshall, so we're changing the patterns of the MC, you understand? All these things essentially our grime, the way we was dressed, the way we're jumping up on stage, the way we're reloading.
Absolutely.
The fact that two MCs are there, you understand, and again,
very reactive form of music.
Yeah, basically. Said all this it's a blueprint, you understand? And again, we was doing it genuinely, you understand? This was just our vibe. The mixing in of other genres into the garage, the mixing of the beats, you understand? The crispicity of what we're doing, the putting the little bashments, the slowing it down, the chops, all those things. These are all the essence of grime. And then on top of that, the icing is basically when we clashed Pay As You Go. Again, there have never been any clashes in garage like that, you understand? This is the first, you understand? So again, this is groundbreaking. But grime is, you may say it's about that clashing and it's quite a negative genre. This come from us burying Pay As You Go. And then they went off. And to me, the beginning, the real birth of grime is when they done their radio show and they spent 2 hours just focus slewing Heartless Crew.
Yeah.
And that there to me was the beginning of grime, because grime is about the negative rude boy lyrics and do this and shank that and whatever.
So when this is happening to you, like, you're a guy enjoying music, having fun. You're not in music to be battling, man. Did that draw you out? Was you like, right, they're trying to
of course.
get my ego? Was that
very, 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 very much so? I'm quite reactive, you understand, and quite hyped, you understand. So I weren't on that at all, man, trying to draw man out of where. Lucky enough, Fonty is very level-headed and he's musical, you understand, and he understands music and he understands sound clashing. Sound clashing is just like a game of tennis. It's just like
it's not supposed to get physical.
It's not supposed to get physical or violent.
But it can.
It can do. But again, this is what I'm saying. You've got to know yourself. You've got to know what you're doing music for and know what music's about. We've grew up in sound system culture, so we know clashing is clashing at the end of the show. And these men, we've buried them. They've gone on, got upset, and they've gone on the radio and started cussing man, girls and this and you understand. It is what it is, because again, they don't know any better. They're young.
It's funny because they would say now that these people are clout chasers. They do it on the internet, but that was their way of. Because listen, at the end of the day, all these people are doing is they want a reaction off you, so that you call their name, so that they get big. That's really it.
That's what it was. Exactly. They spent 2 hours, and after that, that is real, like where Grime, because Grime is negative, and Grime was man doing an hour set and just spare slewing and cussing. You know Heartless Crew, our vibe was that we're giving out it. We're gonna play some ladies tunes. We're gonna play some instrumental riders. We're gonna chat about girls predominantly, but we do have a couple of rude boy lyrics. So our thing was multifaceted. When these Grime man started to come after us, their thing was just negativity, like slewing, yes, and that's where you saw the change in Heartless Crew started to go over there, and Grime went over there, and we never really went down the Grime road, because it wasn't for us. It was like a, you know, and then because man was chatting negative rude boy stuff, the garms started changing. Man started to wear more black, started tracksuits, trainers, because it's comfortable
and bringing the road to the music.
Bringing the road much more in. But the Garrison was nice. Us man was smart waistcoats. I would call Versace.
Gal, do you know what I mean? It was a gal
loafers, thing. You understand? Straight, you understand? Then man start come hoodies, tracksuits. Cause what they're saying, like,
well, think about how deep this statement is. I'm going to say, in some ways, you guys have survived through Grime.
Yeah, and many other things. Jungle, garage, Grime.
When you think of it as deep as that, of course you can say your Stormzy's and so on have obviously gone on to a much larger mainstream level.
Yeah.
But on a booking level, you are getting booked still today. Am I lying?
100%.
You're getting booked still today.
Still busy.
Enough Grime man aren't getting booked.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's quite crazy when you think of it like that.
Our thing was about music and love. It was bigger than any one genre. We're a sound system. A sound system plays all different music, because you're there to entertain the people. So I'm saying essence and reasons why people get into music, you understand? We got in as a sound system. Sound system, we played everything. We played Kyle Minogue, we played soca, we played everything across the board. You understand? So remember I told you we started playing initially ragga, reggae, slow jams, still with swing beat, hip hop, R&B, jungle, garage, grime, funky.
Funky. Do you remember that little wave?
Exactly. We played everything. Whatever's come in, because we're music lovers and we're a sound system. So whatever's come in, we've adapted it into the sound. So you understand? Now we go to rave and it's like, okay, you're not feeling that. Oh, we'll play a bit of that.
Have you ever ventured into like the underground house? Like I'm underground house, like you know, like Sun Waves and Fuse and that type of.
I know. Again, Fonty will be the man, because he's the man behind music more to say. But we've got house. We just done a show on on BBC Radio 1 Extra every Sunday 7 to 9. A few weeks ago we done a piano house. That's like the new South African house. We done a show just all on that, you understand, educating and showing the people that side of music.
What a life, eh, that you've had.
I love it.
And still having.
Loving it.
But again, I've got to meet you and just see how genuine you are. Because there are so many people that I meet, excuse me, and a lot of, I'm not saying it's an act, you might have met them on the wrong day.
Yeah, that's right. You give something.
But this internet thing, you can paint whatever picture you want. When people meet you, they're going to know whether it's fake or not.
Energy don't lie. And most of these, again, I find it myself, a lot of these men, they're not genuine. You understand? They ain't got the love there.
They've got ulterior motives.
Yeah, and again, it is what it is. You understand? Like I said, you just got to know yourself and know what you're doing. And you understand? Like I said, my thing is about change. It's about spreading love. So ultimately, that's what I'm going to do. And so I'm going to promote. You understand? And that's why I'm still here. And I'm still going to be here. You understand? For God knows when, you understand? Because God is great, you understand? So
I really appreciate that, man. But listen, if that's it, guys, we're gonna clap.
Yeah.
Bushkin
One more time.
again.
No, you know what? I've got to tell them one more thing because again, the last sorry,
of course.
the new everything we said is the old stuff, and it's led man up to here. You understand? And what man are doing now? I've set up a record label called Bushbash Recordings.
Okay, yeah.
And that's where again. It's an extension of the Heartless Crew. Heartless Crew is like 3 people. You understand? Bushbash Recordings is a record label where we can house however many. You understand? And again, my thing's always been about the underdog, showing love and like bringing people in and nurturing. Because this, especially nowadays with the internet and these big labels, they only want kind of what's hot out there, and they want to get someone and give them a little fabrication and then get rid of them. You understand? Our thing is genuinely about building people. You understand? And really nurturing and looking after talent and looking after music. So Bushbash Recordings, look out for that. We've got quite a few artists that we're working with. You understand? I'm even making music myself. With the artists as well, look out for Sweet Pea. You understand? So yeah, man, that's really where it's at right now. Check out our website www.bushbashrecordings.com. We've got some merchandise, some tracksuits and stuff like that. Yeah, man, a lot is happening again. You understand? It's yeah, man, it's going to be very exciting.
That's amazing, man. So make sure that you guys go to all the things that Bushkin has just said. We're gonna put every every link that you want to speak, that you want to put on. Then we're gonna put all of those 100. On this episode for you right at the end. So it's not hard to get you on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm right
Twitter.
there. I'm responsive, man. I love it, man. I'm out there, man, and like I said, I'm spreading love, sir. You understand? As much as I can reply, and much time I get, I will always try and reply to people and hit them up and show genuine love, man.
That's the truth, man. And listen, like Heartless Crew is a big part of the reason I'm here today. I love the music. I love the message, spreading love, especially in these dark times at the moment. 100. So again, this is the 3rd clap we're giving Bushkin. We're going to give you one more.
Love,
yes, guys.
Love.
Listen,
wicked.
big
yes,
respect.
brother.
I thank you so much for coming on.
Nah, man.
And you ever want to come on again, you just let
I'm
me
here,
know.
bro.
Right?
I've got loads, man. There's loads to say, man.
The Dominic Kellman podcast. Subscribe. Big Bushkin.
My gosh.
My gosh. Yes.